What's going on, guys? So I want to talk about Sakamoto Days technically season one, part two, but to me it was still season two. But overall, this season was really interesting. It really went into the whole thing of leaving off where we left off, where these assassins come in, going after Sakamoto and everybody. And we got to learn a little bit about these characters. One of them, he was able to split ones in half, which was cool, and how he was really weird as a kid. Another one was really strong, and then another one, she was kind of weird as well. And you had the organization, the JCC or the J, whatever it's called, take them out. And then of course Sakamoto and them figured out that they were hired, and it was a whole ploy by the one that Sakamoto knew back in the day, to where he's trying to go after the organization that they work for. So between him, Shin, they go undercover, they go onto a plane where all these new recruits are going to be going through to take on others to try to get into the organization. And then they meet these other characters. One, he's really young, but he's a germaphobe, and he supposedly wants to be an assassin, but he did because of his brother. This other one, she's very shy, very timid, but we later find out that she's actually related to one of the highest assassins, which was her aunt that Sakamoto knew back in the day as well, which is really cool. And we meet another one that looks at Sakamoto like a god, because he's one of the best assassins that has ever been through that organization. And they go through the whole thing of trying to survive, but they don't realize that the initiation has pretty much been compromised, and there's been more agents and assassins that have been killed because of this rival that is constantly trying to pretty much either get revenge or change the way that the assassin order goes, which it's kind of almost like a Jujutsu Kaisen type deal is what it reminds me of a little bit. But I really enjoyed how they were able to make everything connect, and also especially at the very end where Shin gets in to go into there as a student, but Sakamoto has to go in undercover. And it's weird because one of his friends, somehow, I don't know how this happens, and I'm very confused at this, even with his ability, that he was able to change Sakamoto into a woman to go undercover, which was funny. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if that was like a whatever towards other things, but it was funny to me because he absolutely hated it, and I was just laughing. And then we also see the two characters that I started to really enjoy, the one that was worshipping Sakamoto, and the other one that kind of was really good at being an assassin for a young age. And he took a liking to Shin, especially since Shin really exposed how good of an assassin he's become and a warrior, that they get taken by this enemy, and being able to figure out, okay, what are they going to do? They're going to indoctrinate them, they're going to try to use them as leverage to go up against the others, or what exactly is going to happen. So it took me a minute to get into the season and catch up, but I will say that I was able to catch up very fast. And I'm also happy to the fact of that this season came back, and that we are more likely going to get another season, because they did leave it off with a big cliffhanger to the point of them being in the organization and what they showed for previews. So more than likely they are doing it, and I can't wait for it to come back on. I do enjoy this series. There's times where it's corny, there's times where it's really good, for not only the voice acting, the animation style, the story, and the characters, and I'm enjoying that. And how Sakamoto, even though he is pretty much retired, he's still an assassin. He's still very loyal to ones that are loyal to him. He's trustworthy. He's also very deadly. And again, like I've been saying, he's pretty much like a Japanese John Wick, is the best way to describe him. And I know a lot of people, probably including myself, want to see him going back to being skinny, but again, since he eats so much, he's going to gain weight. And the one he went to explained to him that he doesn't have to go skinny to pretty much be at full power. He could still be, I would say, overweight and still be at full power, which is interesting, to say the least. But overall, I am enjoying the progress that they're giving this story, and also to see where the story goes. And again, I still got to look into the manga and see where exactly the story is at this moment in time. But probably part 3 or whatever, what they're probably going to do is going to come out probably in about maybe 5 to 6 months or something of that nature. But overall, There's my review for it, guys. Like I said, it's probably not the best, but quick recap. But what do you guys think? Is it a good story so far? Or are you engaged in the story? Are you enjoying it? Again, like I said, I'm not sure how much longer I may be doing daily content, but again, I'm kind of up and down on that subject at the moment. But overall, let me know what you think, and I'll see you as always on the next one.